Hi there everybody, my name's Queer Armor and welcome to my channel. I'm basically what happens if you set your gender to gun, but like, unironically. Recently I put together a little competition, a shooting sport for queer folks and allies, Bashback 2021. And we didn't have that many entries, but we had one fucking awesome one. And I want to, dissect that carcass a little bit, kind of fiddle around with what killed it, and then see if we can get enough lightning shoved up this butt in order to Frankenstein this back to life, because, yeah, we're doing this shit again next year. So I want to talk about what I think went wrong. I want to show you Deviant Ollam's experience running the drill and talking about the general shape of what came of this, and talk about what we're going to do in order to improve it and make sure this is more feasible for everybody who wants to do it next year. Real quick, before we jump into the rest of the episode, I want to give a big fucking shout out to Least Common. I put this shirt up as a fucking meme, and I put out to the universe, I need this on a t-shirt. Because who doesn't have memes that they need on t-shirts? And these madmen got back to me and fucking made it. And not only that, they made a bunch of other shirts that I'm going to be including, and a couple other stickers that are going to be making their way into projects. So absolutely, they've become an emotional support company for this channel. So definitely go check them out. We are Least Common. 1. The target was too complicated. The term arts and craftsy got thrown around a lot, and at first I didn't understand what people were talking about because it's just simple painting. And that's when I realized that to a lot of people, there is no simple painting. The second you involve spray paint, unfortunately, look, I grew up using spray paints. I started when I was a teenager doing completely legal things with spray paint, but I grew up with this as a medium. I grew up using this a lot. I'm comfortable with it to the point that if I put enough protection down and use a filter, I'll aerate a space and paint inside sometimes. That's not the average or normative experience, and I probably should have adjusted for that a little bit more. We will be doing that moving forward, because Deviant Ollam actually came up with a really ingenious way to tweak the target for next time. It's going to be a printout. It was an idea we originally floated for this the first time around, but we were worried about different printers being in different spec. However, I think the more important thing is if everybody's printing to 8.5 by 11, it'll be vaguely close, and perhaps more importantly, it's not going to involve painting, which will at least make more people eligible to make their own. 2, the rules were a little bit on the complicated side. I think that drill would have worked in a different context where somebody was standing on top of the person who was running the drill. But with this being something that you're supposed to be able to complete at home, frankly, it makes more sense to shift it into something with a simpler set of rules. So we kind of picked the way this was going to run based off of the worst kind of attack somebody would be likely to see. Which means realistically, we could shift to trying to represent another attack, or focus on more specific skills rather than kind of all of the skills in an attack distilled down quite so finely. 3, I think we kind of fucked up the timing a bit. There absolutely could have been I thought we were going to be like over COVID, and it turns out it was just kind of steamrolling through, so a lot of stuff ended up being not as consistently available. Frankly, a lot of channels just didn't have the time to get around to it. Even Tactical Girlfriend, who, big shout out for helping to come up with the rules in the first place, still had too many other videos and too many other things that they were working on that they weren't able to get around to this drill. So I think the next time we do this, we need to make the window of time that it's open for significantly longer, so that more people have access to it. I'm going to step out for a moment because Deviant Ollam, whose channel you should absolutely go follow, by the way, fantastic series on everything from infosec, lockpicking, securing your guns, lots of really good information on how to not just be an operator, but do a lot of the really effective stuff that you're going to need to do around a lot of the touchy subjects that we have guns for. So, without further ado, here's his experience with it. Alright, this is going to be interesting.
only have 6 rounds on tap. And another 6, so I don't think I can even complete the exercise, but let's see how I can do. Red. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. So not ideal. All right, we've retaped. We're gonna try it one additional way, and I think we've tried the G19, we've tried the G43. You said braces are allowed if they're concealable. Well, let's see if I can make that work. All right, now let's see what a difference 3 points of contact makes. No shooting. I don't know. You tell me. So we're good here. We're about to go here. And we'll do magic math. Flip your coin and see how you're doing. Green. Starts when you put it down. Nice. So there was a slight miscommunication there.
Yeah.
This red on this one was never to be touched.
Okay.
That's all right. We can still score this. We got our time. Let's bring it back. Because those weren't accidental. That wasn't like an accident. So this was great. This we're only down 1. Those were not intentional. This you're only down 1. And down here you'd be down 2. That's not too many penalties. That's pretty good. You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that.
Nice. So no time pressure, 3 points of contact, stock, red dots. See how that does. Send it even further down than what we did before. It's amazing what the clock does to you. All right, we've marked that, so let's try the same thing, but even further down. Twice as far, Same 5 rounds. So seriously, everyone should try this because the clock is the great equalizer. And everyone organizing a contest like this, please make the rules easier. But the real world isn't easy. Like, engagements are fucking challenging in the real world too. I don't know. I had fun, even though I am an embarrassment. Thank you for doing this.
Hey, yeah, I'm really glad that I did as well as I did.
Yeah.
I got
You did better than me.
Thank you, Queer Armorer.
Woo! So, Queer Armorer, Bashback. I'm not gonna lie, that was much more of a challenge than I was prepared for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as you know, except for, at least for me, except for the little foobar I had with understanding the rules, I thought it was a pretty reasonable challenge.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was marvelous. It's very real world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And certain lessons I learned. One, even during a pandemic, go to the range. Because my first few attempts were balls. Number 2, my carry piece, my G43 does not hold a lot. Like 6 rounds on tap, you know, it's more than 0, but it ain't a lot.
And for me, I was able to just use my Glock 17, and you know, I was able to do that basically in one mag.
Yeah, with room to spare.
Yeah.
And most of all, man, I know it's not practical to carry on a day-to-day basis, but having 3 points of contact, if everything else couldn't go right, remember, your gear will fail sometimes. So batteries, Kaputnik on the Sony.
This is our second battery failure actually today.
That's true, yeah.
To get a battery for my red dot.
Exactly. So, the real thing is, like, thank you so much for coming up with an activity to get us out to the range. I keep making excuses. I keep making excuses to you. You're very kind. But yeah, every time I come out, I learn more, and every time I do something new, I learn more. So I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Queer Armorer. Great challenge.
So here's a summation of what we'll be doing moving forward to adjust. Next year there will be a longer time period that you can participate. We're going to change the target so that it's something that you can print out and then only replace individual sheets of, so you don't have to keep remaking the target, which makes resetting up and going again a lot faster. We're going to tweak the actual format. Throughout the upcoming months, I'm going to have a series of videos on which I'm reviewing a variety of weapons and covering a variety of basic skills. In these videos, I'm going to do different variants of drills in order to show different skills, in order to show different strengths and weaknesses of different weapons, in order to show how to do different things and why you should maybe do them in certain ways. When Bashback 2022 comes around, we are going to put the competition up to a vote and use the drills that I have made throughout the upcoming months as references so that it's a lot clearer about what the drill is, and so people have input on what they think would work and what they think they can do. And as Deviant Ollam pointed out, we're going to try and simplify the rules. We're going to try and make this something that's easier to engage with, even though a lot of these engagements are going to be complicated. The fact that there isn't a rule minder on site when you are doing these means realistically you're probably going to need some simplification of the situation in order to make this a more focused comparison of individual skills. Hey y'all, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button if you think that Bashback 2021 was a decent idea. Hit subscribe if you're going to check out Bashback 2022 when it comes around next year. Thank you so much for watching. I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Stay dangerous, and remember, moral doesn't mean legal, and Stonewall was a riot. Peace.